Welcome back to our 79th episode of Home Buying Tips in New Zealand para sa ating mga kababayan or to new immigrants in New Zealand. Whatever your culture is, you're welcome to join us, ask questions, or just share your thoughts. We'll be happy to have you as well. Join us live if you want to. So just flick me a message if you are that person. Anyway, our episode today is about. Let me just go back to my thing. We've got bank versus broker. Who should you trust? Again, the biggest investment in your life, maybe one of your biggest investment in your life, is deciding to have your own home. And of course, it deserves the right guide. Otherwise, it's going to be a big headache if you make a mistakes, but I'm pretty sure you'll survive if in case you've already started it the wrong way. But isn't it useful or worthwhile or very helpful to you when you watch our episodes since the beginning and gain a lot of ideas as to how our journey went and learn from our mistakes and also from our successes? Right. And tonight, our aim is to help you understand the differences between getting a home loan through a bank versus using a mortgage broker. But I am not a financial advisor. I'm mainly a homeowner who I have been through that kind of journey where I have talked to a mortgage broker, and of course, finally, in the end, I've dealt with a bank directly to the bank. And I'll just be mainly sharing my experiences and what I've heard from others, from their own experiences as well, and from research. I am not going to be having Marianne with me tonight. She's not feeling well, but fingers crossed, Marianne, you'll feel better, you and your family. I think it's just you got sick and then a few of your colleagues. It's winter time, it's flu season time, so it's best to strengthen your immune system. Have a lot of vitamin C. In my case, I'm taking Himohim. And you have to be diligent or consistent in taking whatever supplement you are taking. In the past, I've been using different supplements, but it wasn't that so good with me. It's partly because I wasn't consistent with that too. Going back to our discussion tonight, fingers crossed, next week we will have Miriam joining us again so that, if there are two brains, it's better than one. But let's dive into the first question straight away. What's the role of the bank and a mortgage broker? It's just going to be quick because I'm by myself, but hopefully you'll come and join me, ask questions. So let me know where you're watching this episode from and what else? Where about are you in your home buying journey? Are you still thinking about it, arguing it with your husband, or planning it out with the family or your friends? We would be glad to hear your journey, and maybe one day we can share it, whether you'll be happy to join us live or just mainly sharing it with us, and we will freely share it with others. That's how we actually grow, welcoming everyone. Now, banks versus mortgage broker. And in the past, I have talked to many mortgage brokers first. It's because there are quite a lot of them out there. Brokers are the middle person. It's like shops around but they have multiple lenders that they are connected with. Basically they are just middle person. They have a lot of connections to different banks, and so they can do the shopping around for you easily. So it makes your shopping easily because they're there. With the banks, of course, they are the ones who directly lend you the money. So this is the bank, this is the mortgage broker, and this is where you are. They are the mortgage broker is in the middle. but you can actually go straight to the bank. And that's what we did. That's what we did. So first, I asked many mortgage brokers, and I got a lot of ideas from where we're at and where are we supposed to be going. So they're really good to help you. And then because that time we weren't so ready, our finances were not, it's quite tidy, but we didn't have enough deposit. So I kept on looking. And of course, it takes time keeping on looking because, say, for example, you talk to a mortgage broker now, and then you talk to another different mortgage broker tomorrow. Expect that their recommendations to you would be similar. But in our case, it's like months before we talk to another mortgage broker, checking whether we are now able to buy a home. And then, if still not, then another few months probably. And it took us two, 2 years or 3 years that we finally landed a bank. They have what they call mortgage advisor. And we had Paula, who have guested our episode already twice last year and then this year again. And we also had different mortgage brokers that we've invited. So feel free to shop around to talk to those mortgage brokers because it's actually free. For Paula, I didn't directly look for her. I just clicked on the mobile mortgage advisor of ANZ because we're banking with ANZ. And then I got a message. I got a call, I think, that she's wanting to arrange a meetup with me. And the good thing with the brokers and even the bank mortgage advisors, they will actually find the suitable time to meet with you. So you don't have to worry about, oh no, I have work during this day and that. You talk it out with them. They'll be happy to pop into your place, even at night, like what Paula did, and even on the weekends. Now, so that's it. A quick definition of the bank and the mortgage brokers. And they are free to access. It's free to tap them, to contact them, to talk with them, and get to know your present status, your and your goal in the future. And they will give you the best advice. Start with that if you're thinking of buying a home, and it may not be so soon. Like in our case, it was 3 years later that we finally bought our own home. Number two, what's the pros of going directly to a bank? Oh, I think I've already mentioned a little bit of it. So the thing is, banks, especially if you're banking with them directly, then they will feel a bit at ease when your finances is tidy. When I mean tidy, it's like they always they you always have savings. You have set aside a portion of your money for, say, holiday, and then savings, and then for family. Things like that. You tidy it up. It's not just one thing and everything goes in and out. So it shows that you are organized, and it also shows that you are disciplined and you are never going to overdraft. Don't ever show the bank that you are having overdraft. And the good thing when you are dealing with the bank directly to your own bank is they can quickly see your account. Whereas if you're asking another bank, it's quite hard for them because they need access, they need to get a lot of information and dig down to the other expenses that you've done in the past. Yeah. So that's why we felt comfortable dealing with ANZ because we're banking with ANZ and we were so sure that our finances were tidied up anyway. Just like what I've mentioned. Have separate accounts for your different expenses, the in and outs of your money. Um, it's so simple when you are dealing with your own bank. And once they see that you are disciplined, they may give you better deals because of your good credit score or your history of going in and out of your money, the history in your bank statement, in other words. So there is also a possibility that your banks will give you cash back, maybe bigger, or will offer you special rates when you're going to get the home loan directly from them. So there's no need of mortgage broker. Although mortgage brokers won't directly get money from you, but they get a commission from the bank. And where do you think the banks will get that from? Of course, they will add it to your interest. So instead of giving you a better or special rates, they will probably give you a little bit higher rates because of it depends on how the mortgage broker will negotiate with them. But definitely, mortgage broker gets something from the bank that you're going to get your mortgage loan from. Number three, another pros of using mortgage broker. Quickly shared it, and even in the past episodes, you will have access to many lenders and not just the banks, and not just the top banks, even. Some brokers have connections to three-tier lender. I'm not mistaken with my words. Those are the lenders that may not be as big as the banks. So kind of like corporate. Now the cooperative bank is different. It's a bank though. But there are lenders like Marak lending because we got our car from Marak, and I'm not sure, but there are many others as well. And mortgage brokers can access them. And say, for example, you lay down all your finances to one mortgage broker, and that mortgage broker is has access to many banks. Then they can present to you straight away which bank or which lenders could probably lend you the money. So it's like easier to deal with compared to the banks when they say no, you've got no other choice. Then you go to another bank. In other words, you will be spending a lot of time and effort sharing the same information again and again because they will be requiring your bank statement, your IRD details, your Kiwi Saver details, your payslip, even. Oh, so many things. And every time you talk to mortgage brokers, they will be asking that. That's why, in our case, when we talked with one mortgage broker, we waited for a few months later, making sure that we have accumulated additional savings before talking to another mortgage broker because we don't want to waste our time and the effort. Mm. Now, um, with the mortgage broker you can also they can also see the different interest rates and the deals straight away, whereas with the bank they say no, nothing else, you just need to move on. And if they say yes, then what are you going to say? Are you going to accept that? What if you have a better deal with the other banks? So that's the pros when you're dealing with a mortgage broker. They will tell you, oh, in this bank, this is the offer. In this bank, this is the offer. Now you make the decision. So it's quite helpful, especially when your case is tricky, complicated. But yeah, you weigh up your situation and see which one you would gladly prefer. And what else? I've already mentioned that mortgage broker don't really charge you. They don't. If you find a mortgage broker who will charge you for their time, better say no straight away. That's a red flag. They don't charge anyone, but because they only get commission from the banks or from the lenders once you've already ne- dealt dealt with the mortgage, when you're already taking the mortgage from that particular bank. Kung nagtsikahan lang kayo, that's fine. No charges at all. Even if you don't go ahead, you're free to go. Number four, what are the downsides though? So, a quick one. With the bank, they will only offer you their products. They're not going to introduce, say for example, oh, this bank is offering this. They won't have any idea about it because that's another bank's product. In their case, they need to promote their own products because that's what they're working for a particular bank. Yeah. So you cannot compare. You need to go to another bank to be able to get their offers to you as well. And the banks will definitely be a little bit stricter. Yeah. And that's why in our case, 10% deposit, they were so strict. We were not allowed to go on auction. And what else was strict? We could not buy a house with unconsented, say, sleep out or other rooms. Yeah, they're quite strict in their lending criteria. If you go directly to them, I don't know what do mortgage brokers do? Why are they getting approval from the banks for you? Probably because of their past record as well. They serve as guarantor. I don't know. It's just my thinking, but I'm not 100% sure. So, because, or probably because I actually have no idea. Never mind. Number five, what should you ask before choosing? So, if you ask the brokers, you probably need to ask them how many lenders do you work with? Because if they're only working with three or say one, then it's just like talking to the bank straight away. So it's best if your lender is connected to many banks and many lenders, so you will have plenty of options. When you ask the bank, uh, go to the bank and ask them, yeah, can you beat the offer of this bank? Say, for example, yeah, I approached Westpac in the past. I was already with ANZ. Then I also opened an account with Westpac. Then I inquired for mortgage loan with Westpac, but they didn't really accommodate me well. I was actually disappointed with the way they handled my inquiry. It's not that they are mean or rude. It's just that it's they are not explaining to me how can I reach my goal compared to the ANZ, but that was later on. I think part of it was they can see that my banking. I just recently opened a opened an account with them, and there was not much movement, so it doesn't really prove my reliability as a debtor, I would say, or as someone. Yeah, maybe it doesn't really prove them that I have a better income, that I didn't even have enough savings at that time too. So probably that's part of it. That's why they weren't so accommodating to me. But after 2 years, when I approached ANZ and they saw that we have been saving money consistently, they responded to my inquiry. Actually, it was just one click of needing to talk to a mortgage broker. No other forms required, but I just clicked that one. And because I was banking with them, they can easily see my files. Now, I think, again, for me personally, it's because of the consistency of my savings and the amount of savings I had when I approached them. So in the past, Westpac wasn't really accommodating because I didn't really have much. And then later on, ANZ, because I've been consistently saving and I kind of more than I mean, almost reaching half of the deposit. So they accommodated me. But it wasn't that simple, of course. If you go back to our discussion before, especially with Paula, you'll be able to know how it went through. Because the first meeting with Paula, the bank, we weren't approved straight away, but she gave us a lot of advices. And then the second time around, when I approached her, I think that was a month and a half later, then she was like, "Oh, you're good to go." Now, let's have the last discussion about this one. What bank are you with right now? What do you know about their offers? How long have you been banking with them? And of course, how do you tidy up your finances? Do you have all of your money? Because previously, we still have a joint account. Me and my husband still have a joint account. And that joint account, my husband, both of us can see it. And because we're with ANZ, I open another account still with ANZ, but only I can see. And in that case, that account, my income goes in. My income as a teacher goes in, and then I just transfer money for our joint account where we are using it for our daily household expenses. So I have my in account for my income, and then I transfer for my household, and then I have another savings account still with ANZ. My husband cannot access this. I'm the only one who can access. He can only see our joint account. So, because in the past I thought that, hey, if I'm opening another account, my husband can also see it. No. So, the two other accounts, including my savings, only I can see it. Husband cannot. So, he doesn't know how much I'm saving unless I tell him to. And I also opened a business account. Again, only I can access it and I can see it. So that's separate for my business coming in. And I just move my money around to the savings if I have an extra from my income and from my business. And of course, I have another business which is separate. And yeah, you need to tidy up. You need to have like compartments for your, like baskets for your money so that you know how the money comes in or how much is it coming in and how much is going. Right, that's probably my suggestion to you. If you haven't tidied up your bank, do that. It's possible. And in fact, it's just one click away. Just on your phone. I'm not sure with other banks, but I'm pretty sure it's quite similar. I'm with ANZ. And if I want to open another account for a holiday, probably, so put my savings on that account, then I'll just open another account with just one click. I don't have to go to the bank. I don't have to call them. Just one click on there. I hope this session has given you a lot of ideas because, yeah, that's all we want to share anyway. Ideas in order for you to thrive here in New Zealand, especially if you're aiming to buy your own home. It all starts from yourself. Discipline yourself, discipline, and tidy up your finances. Yay! Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you'll go back if you've missed out the first part because you've just joined in. And watch out for the discussion tomorrow, the episode of A Teach in New Zealand Talk. We have a music teacher who will be sharing with us her journey in coming to New Zealand. She's actually a very talented, I would say, with major and minor in something. I will be posting it shortly after this. And she has been a school head back home. She was given a chance to come here. Was it easy because she's already a school head? And as a music teacher, is it in demand? Find out tomorrow as we will unravel and share with you her journey in becoming a New Zealand teacher. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a good day, Paul. And yeah, see you tomorrow.